right, 2:27 on November 19th, 2017, a Sunday afternoon. Saying so long to the Fox's restaurant here on Lake Street in Altadena. Gonna go do another one little run now again for looking for the whereabouts of where little Toto was here in Altadena. That's Toto the dog, also known as Terry, when the dog was born. We're going to go up into the areas here, Altadena Drive and all that, and see what we could do about finding out where little Terry Toto was born. 2 days ago, 84 years ago, November 17, 2017, made it November 17, 1933, born here in Altadena, California. Let's go in here by Echo Mountain and see if we could find anything on little Toto, Terry, the dog. It's amazing. We went to Fox's restaurant, and with that said, we picked up a menu there the other day when I was here. And I'll show it to you. There it is. There's the menu. Welcome to Fox's dining room. Alrighty. See? I met a lot of nice people there. Dee Dee, the waitress, you know. A landmark in Altadena since 1955. Now, as we ride here, we're thinking about one dog only. Halliston Avenue and Altadena Drive. We're looking for the place that Toto may have been born on November 17th, 1933. In 2017, he would have been 84. It's a she, actually. Crest Drive, Page Drive, Altadena Drive. When you're driving, you lose contact with your speech, and I mess up words. I'm looking all over this area, and for some reason down here, the Historical Society of Altadena seems to think that there were kennels that housed the dogs back then in the 30s, from which probably is where the little dog by the name of Terry, later to be known as Toto, came from. Down here, a kennel. They seem to find a place in an old newspaper clipping last Friday when I was here on the 84th birthday anniversary of Toto, that said that there were kennels in this area. As we come to Pinecrest and Altadena Drive, there were kennels down this way that showed that there was some actual activity here where dogs were given away or sold or whatever. And the couple from Pasadena that adopted little Terry found her to be bedwetting a lot and wetting on the floor, the rugs, the car seats. So they gave her up to Hollywood Dog Training School with Carl Spitz at 12239 Ventura Boulevard, Studio City. That's in 1933 into 34 sometime. And they never came back for the dog, and he called them up. Their phone was disconnected. And as we speak, there's a little dog looking like a little Toto right there. See, that's a little Toto. And I'm rounding the corner here on Altadena Drive, and if we keep going, we run into Pasadena. But this is the area where the woman from the Historical Society of Altadena claims that kennels were, that dogs were trained at, and dogs came from. So that's why I'm in this area. And if we keep going, we see it opens up. This may be exactly where little Terry was born. Some here, some way. Midwick Drive, Roosevelt Avenue, off of Altadena Drive. There's a little bit of history here, if we could find out where that dog was actually born. As we come to Canyon Close. Beautiful section. If we keep going, we start to turn to the left. And we kind of run out of Altadena, Glen Canyon Road, Altadena Drive intersection. And we're headed toward Pasadena. But what I'm getting from this trip, and the vibe was, when I was here the other morning, I felt that this was the area that the dog would have come from. Canyon Close and Altadena Drive. I felt that this might have been it. It's a wraparound street, that Canyon Close. I felt that somewhere in here, the spirit world was bringing me to where little Terry was, Eaton Canyon. And that basically the kennels would have been around here. So when we hit New York Drive, I'm going to make a U-turn. And I'm going to head back on Altadena Drive. And I'm going to just look at that beautiful mountain in Altadena. I'm telling you. I got some good vibes right today about that at Fox's restaurant there in Altadena on Lake Road. I got some good vibes from those people. Ken, he's the owner. Berendo Street, Canyon Close, that's a wraparound street, goes around in a U. Look at that mountain. At 2:34 p.m. on Sunday afternoon, the 19th of November, 2017, 2 days after November 17th, 2017, which was the 84th anniversary of Terry, actually known as Toto, the dog, being born here in Altadena, California. Look at that beautiful mountain. Right here would be a perfect place for me to live. Right around here. If I had to settle down. Never mind all these places back, New York, Philly, Boston. Maybe if I stayed right about here, I could get something going. People would appreciate me. New York accent, not. But in here somewhere, I think that the kennels were depicted to be back in on this street called Altadena Drive, which used to be called Foothill Drive. Right around here, according to Jane Brackman of the Altadena Historical Society, there's a little Toto. What happened is that the dog may have come from a kennel here. And that kennel would have been a place that dogs were raised and adopted from. Crescent Drive, that might have been it. She says that the newspapers that she looked up showed that there were kennels in this area, way down just where we were by New York Drive. And that possibly we can uncover the mystique as to where exactly little Terry, the dog, she was born, and then later went on to become known as Toto. And I continue to look for this for the longest time, trying to figure out where exactly was the dog born. That would be amazing. I could tell Mr. Willard Carroll, the book writer, about my discovery.